In this video, let's start with integration procedure. This is recap about previous videos and prerequisite to have a good practice on integration procedure. I will be taking the similar use cases what I have explained in the previous videos of DataRaptor. What is integration procedure? Integration procedure is analogically similar as Apex class. As we know, in the Apex class, we used to write some SOCL or DML queries. Based on the requirement, we used to write some custom logic on the output of SOCL and make node ready to perform the DML with the help of some if-else block, loop block, and some exception logic. Similar kind of activities we can perform in the integration procedure with the help of these two sections, groups and action. OmniScript can call IP. We can call IP from FlexCard and same from Apex as well. If we are calling different type of component in the integration procedure, we can execute all those actions in a single server call. Let's understand this integration procedure structure in the org itself. Let me create one IP. So once we create the IP, we need to give the three things here. Integration procedure name. For example, I'm fetching customer details. Type is, I can see here customer. Subtype is what operations we are doing here, fetch operation. You can give this naming convention as per the requirement of your project. Save it. So once you save this, there are two sections on the left side in the available components. The first one is the groups, another one is the action. In the group, as we write Apex class, we used to write some cache block, then conditional block, loop block, and try catch block. If we want to perform some action, like I want to write some SOCL, similarly here we need to call the data mapper or DataRaptor. As we learned in the previous videos, DataRaptor extract, DataRaptor post, DataRaptor transform, and turbo. So for all these DataRaptors, we do have actions available here, and similarly we do have some more actions here. Now let's understand this integration procedure with the help of one real use case. Extract contact details along with associated account name for specific account name, and this will be given by the end user. Let's understand this use case first of all. For example, customer is logging to the application and filling some details like customer name, customer email, and customer account name. And once customer fill this information, customer wants to know all the contact details for the provided account name. So account name is the input here to fetch contact details. Now if we break this requirement like this, first step, end user will provide input account name from user interface. Here user interface will be, for example, OmniScript. Now this input will be given to integration procedure. So what input integration procedure received here? It's the account name. Now if you want to fetch contact details, already we learned in previous videos. For that we can use one of the DataRaptor, either turbo extract or extract. Now IP will call DataRaptor and will pass input entered by user. DataRaptor will extract all the required data and will return to the IP. And once we receive all the required output records from DataRaptor, IP will return this to the UI component. Now, as we have not started with the OmniScript, these three steps will be part of this video. And when we will learn about OmniScript, all these 6 steps I will demonstrate to you. Now let's see how we can call DataRaptor in the IP and how to see the output of DataRaptor in IP preview itself. So let's start with this. As I mentioned here, we need here DataRaptor to fetch the contact details. Already we developed this DataRaptor in video number 6 or 7. Let me summarize it. This is the extract. We need to mention here the contact object as we need to fetch contact records. What's the filter condition? Here we'll be getting the account name. So contact list filter is account.name is equals to account name where. If you remember, in that video I have explained this from where the value of this variable will be provided. Value of this variable will be provided from any other OmniStudio component like OmniScript, or I can say FlexCard, or the IP. In this case, we will be getting the value of this variable from the integration procedure. To test this DataRaptor, we need to mention the same variable name in the input parameter of the preview section. In the output mapping, all mappings are done, and if we execute this, we are able to see all the contact records under this account name. Already I have explained this in the previous video number 7, how to write DataRaptor extract to fetch contact details. Now let's utilize this DataRaptor in the integration procedure. Two things we required here. The first, name of DataRaptor, and check whether this DR expects some input or not. In this case, yes, this DR required input as an account name. So let's copy this DR name, go back to the IP. We need to make a call here to the DataRaptor. Then accordingly we need to select the action. Now we do have here 4 options to call DataRaptor. But which is our DataRaptor? It's the extract. So we need to call DataMapper extract action. Drag it and drop it here. The first thing is element name. You need to give the element name as per the purpose of this step. For example, DataRaptor extract. What's the purpose? Fetch contacts. Then in DataMapper interface, you need to write the name of DataRaptor. That is DataRaptor fetch contact details. If you want to verify whether this is a right DR, click here and open it. Yes, it's a correct one. If you go to the preview, execute it, yes, we are getting the records from this DR. What this DR require? This DR required one input variable. Now go back to IP. Here in the input section, input parameters, if we click here, add input parameter, because this DR to run successfully, we need to pass the account name. So here, add input parameter. There are 2 sections, data source and filter value. Whatever the variable name we have used in DataRaptor, that you need to mention here. This DataRaptor expect one input variable as the name account name var, and we need to pass some value to this variable. Now to pass some value, let me take one more variable. To differentiate, I am taking the different name here, account name. So account name is the variable whose value will be passed to this account name var of this DataRaptor. Okay, but from where this account name value will come? Similarly, in DataRaptor, from where this value will come? This value will be provided by IP with the help of this variable. But who will provide account name to the IP? If you understand this, from user interface layer, or I can say from OmniScript, this input will be given to IP. So in our use case, OmniScript will provide value of this account name variable to the integration procedure. Same input will be passed to the DataRaptor as the account name var. So this is the flow from OmniScript to IP in account name, from IP to DR as the account name var. But here we don't have OmniScript, so copy this account name variable, and to test this integration procedure, in the preview tab we do have here input parameter section, same as DataRaptor. So add here. To test this IP, pass account name as ACME. Now we have configured, we have given a naming and all to this IP. We are calling one DataRaptor. We mention the name of DataRaptor here. DataRaptor required the input, so we are passing this with the help of this account name. To test it, we are giving the value as ACME. Now let's execute. Middle section is a response, and we are not able to see anything in the response. Does it mean our IP is not working? No, this is not the always. Okay, so let's see the right side, debug log. We do have a debug log as well as the error section. In the debug log, if we are calling n number of actions in the IP, all actions we can debug here. For example, if you go to the preview, in the debug response full, we can see full response, or I used to see the execution sequence. Directly check the execution sequence. This is helpful to check which actions or which steps run successfully. So here I am able to see, in the preview, I'm able to see DRE fetch contact. What is this? Is this a DataRaptor name or name of the step in IP? Check in properties. DRE fetch contacts. This is the name of the step in the IP, not the name of DR. So if you go to the preview, we are able to see this is the one of the step in this IP, and that is shown in the execution sequence. Now let's go down. We are able to see this name of the step in the IP. Click there. Yes, this step is working fine and showing all the contacts written by this DataRaptor. If we compare this output, 4 records, similarly 4 records are available here. We can also see what kind of input is passed to this DataRaptor in the below section, DRE fetch contact debug. If we click here, we can see in the input node we are passing account name var as a ACME. So this DataRaptor expect one variable account name var, its value is ACME, which we configured in the properties of the DataRaptor. This one. In this way we can check in case this IP is not working, then we can check here step by step which action is called, its output. If output is not coming, what is getting passed to this DataRaptor. But still our issue is why we are not able to see in the IP response, because this DRE is working fine, is giving the records. What is the concept here? As I mentioned in previous slide, that we can call n number of components in the IP. We can call DataRaptor, all kinds of DataRaptors. We may have all this conditional block, loop block. So IP will not or IP cannot show output from all at a time. What IP says, tell me which components output I need to show, and for that we have the response action. Drag it and drop it. What's the purpose of this response action? Let me explain with the help of example. We need something in the response section. Then this response action asks, tell me a node in the same JSON path. Tell me a node that I want to show in the response path. For example, this is the step. Copy the element name or name of the step, not DataRaptor. So whatever the name of this step, copy it and put in the same JSON path. What this response action will do, whatever we are writing here, that node output will be shown in the response section here. If we execute, yes, we are able to see here. This output is coming from this DataRaptor. Same output is shown in the IP response with the help of response action. Best practice, always rename the steps. Response action for what? I can say contact details. So this response action is showing the contact details. Check in the preview, execute again. As I explained in the debug log, you can always see the execution sequence. First we are calling DataRaptor, first step, second step, response action. We can also see one by one. This is the DataRaptor we are calling and output from DataRaptor. We can also see debug, we are passing this account name. Similarly, response action, it's showing the output. And what is the input passed to the response action? If you see in the input, we are passing this contacts. From where this contacts is coming, we are passing the second step, that is the DRE, to this response action. So whatever this response action is shown, it depends what we are passing it. In case when this IP gets execute, in our example, it will return output. IP return this data to UI component, or I can say OmniScript. OmniScript will be getting this contact node along with this information. But your OmniScript expect some other name. OmniScript will expect, for example, customer details. What you can do here? In the same JSON path, you are telling response action, show output of this step, but with this name, send JSON node. I'm writing here customer details. Again, what's the purpose? OmniScript want here a node, not contacts. OmniScript want customer details. So I am executing it. So I got this. So now OmniScript will receive the output from the IP in the node customer details. So whatever the information about this customer details, all this information will be passed to OmniScript in the node customer details. In case, again one more modification you can do, you don't want this contact name. So what you can do, let me tell you conceptually first. This is the step of the IP. This step of the IP is giving the output in the node contacts. Okay, now what we can do, if I copy this name of the step, copy it, colon, what is the output of this step? For example, output of this step is all the contacts, or I can say in the contact node. Copy this contact node as well and write here. What I have written? Name of the step, colon, contacts. It means if I write this much information, what shall I get? This complete nodes, four records I should be able to get it, because diary fetch contacts colon contacts all records. So if we copy this, go to the properties, what I want, I don't want this contact name, so I will go to properties. In the response action, already we have this diary fetch contacts. It's showing output from the second step as it is, but what I want, I don't want this contact name, so I'm writing here contacts as well. Conceptually, response action will take output from this path. It's a same JSON path. Now whatever after the contacts, it will be taken by the response action. After the contacts means all the four records in our use case, and those four records JSON node name will be customer details. Now we will not be able to see these contacts, but whatever after the contact node, that we can see under the customer details. Now we are able to see here all the four records under the name customer details. So this way we can play in this response action, or I can see in the integration procedure itself. So this is a simple use case that we can perform in the integration procedure. Now once we get the customer node, and this node will be returned to the UI component to display to end user. Now in this video I have covered this step number 3, 4, 5. When I will explain OmniScript, we can see this use case once again. Based on this video discussion, you can try to answer these sample interview questions. Please comment your answer, or you can comment if you are in doubt. The next video we will see one more real use case in integration procedure. Thank you for watching.